Hello everyone, Carnassa here, and welcome to another Monday evening live stream on the next Millenia. Hello everyone that's in chat. Hello Catnip, or Kitnas, or Kintas, or whatever Katniss is being known as at the moment. I've seen there have been a few different suggestions for Katniss's name during the start of the stream, but welcome everyone. Welcome Meribar, welcome the Defroster, welcome Kian Narayan, Y Mandarin, hello, welcome Sea Dragon and Saturn 5. The new YouTube thing is weird. What new YouTube thing? I don't know. 20,000 countdowns. Yes, there have been a lot of countdowns in this stream. Okay, I'm just going to go back through the chat quickly because I think there were a few things that I saw that I wanted to kind of see. So all systems are nominal. Was it Tim Dodd that came up with that? I do watch the Everyday Astronaut every now and then as well. But I didn't realise that that was where that came from. Nominal, obviously nominal being the the actual saying. But anyway, what we're going to be doing today, currently, well, there's a couple of things that I might want to do. I'm not sure if this stream is going to be long today, due to the fact that I have been rather unwell throughout the day, due to the fact that, well, diabetes sucks. Anyway, I've got two things that I want to do. I either want to continue working on the South Pole lunar base, or I want to work on this thing, which is going to be my first attempt at doing a shuttle in the next Millenia. So I've built this, and this kind of does work at the moment. It can re-enter Earth's atmosphere just fine. We do lose a couple of engines though, so I'm going to do another quick test of this now, I feel. Then what I want to do is I want to figure out if I've got a way that I can get this up to space, because I haven't figured that out yet. I haven't done anything like that. And what I kind of want to do is make it fully reusable. So maybe what I could do is either strap some of my Orpheus boosters on here so I can recover those boosters, or maybe even one of the Olympus first stage boosters. I'll have to have a look and see how that kind of goes. And yeah, maybe we can see if we can get this up to space and have a fully reusable spacecraft. Obviously, this orbiter is going to be fully reusable, as long as the engines don't burn off the back. And yeah, a first stage that can get it up to space with the engines that we have on here as well, using the liquid, well, the hydrolox that I've got in the back. It'd be really cool. It'd be really cool, a fully reusable kind of shuttle system, which I think will be quite nice. I want quiz. Privet Carnassa, yes, wait, what? Nominal is an old word. Yes, I know nominal was, but nominal, was it Tim Dodd that came up with nominal? I don't know, because I've seen people say that, and obviously nominal isn't the actual word. I think it might have been maybe Everyday Astronaut that came up with that. So what I'm going to do is we will take this just for a quick test flight, because I've made a few edits since the last time that I've tried this, and I want to see if I can successfully recover this or land it how it is. And in order to do that, what I need to do is I do need to get rid of most of the liquid oxygen and liquid hydrogen that are going to be in these tanks, because once this gets to orbit, we won't have these. We will have used all of this hydrolox trying to actually get to orbit, so I can get rid of a lot of this. And all I'm going to do is keep some in reserve so I can do a deceleration burn, so I can actually start getting... No, I did not mean to do that. Well, rip wing. Yeah, let's just do a Control Z and get rid of that. So 2 Orpheus boosters on the side of an external tank which has landing legs. The problem with using a big external tank is it will go so high up and it will reach such a fast speed that it will be almost impossible to recover that. It won't be possible to recover that, which is why I'm kind of thinking of maybe having 4 Orpheus boosters on here, or maybe a big booster at the bottom, or something like that. I've not entirely decided what I want to do yet, which is why I'm probably going to maybe spend a bit of time on that in this stream, maybe go for a bit more moon-based stuff. There's a few other bits that I need to do with the moon base still, and the reason why I wanted to start off with this is because for the last 2 streams that I've done for the last Millenia, for the next Millenia even, is I have just been solely working on the moon base. So I kind of wanted to start this stream off just a little bit differently, just something a little bit different. And it might be, yeah, it's always nice. Variety is the spice of life and all of that. So let me just check. Are all of these empty? Yes, they are. I'm going to empty out this one. And then we will keep just a tiny little bit in there. And that should be enough to get us a reasonable test to test this thing's capabilities of re-entry. So what we're going to do, we're going to go for an orbit around Earth. Feel like maybe 175,000 will do us, and we'll start the simulation. Look at them wings! Look at them wings indeed. They are saying nominal Y Mandarin. So, Kanasa, what are we doing today? Hello, Wretched Music 87. Hello, everyone as well that I've not seen. So, I do try and keep up with the chat, and I do try and say hello to everyone that I see. But sometimes, obviously, chat goes a little bit crazy, so I'm not able to entirely keep up with everything that's going on. What are we doing today? Moon-based again. More moon-based stuff, probably later on in the stream. But for now, I just want to test to make sure that this shuttle has the capability of re-entering Earth's atmosphere, and we are able to safely land it on the surface somewhere. I'm not very good with targeted landings, so probably won't be landing at any runway. Probably will be landing maybe, I don't know, in the middle of the ocean or something like that. But we'll see how it goes. Don't put that wing behind the engine. When in vacuum, it will get hit and burned by the expanded plumes of the SR-25s. It might do. I didn't see how far behind that wing was. Unfortunately, the way this is designed, I've tried several variations of those wings. And yeah, they have to be that far back, otherwise I do not get any control when I try to attempt to land this when it's coming through the atmosphere. I might have a play around and see if I can figure out something different, but at the moment, this is the only way that I've managed to get this kind of to work with some kind of stability when I'm landing it. So what is your plan to build launch with the shuttle? Moon-based parts, satellite, space stations, probes, or something else entirely? I want to do another space station. I want to do another oh yeah, that is a bit, yeah, we will. The expanded plumes will burn right into that. So I'm probably going to have to redesign this, but we'll see if we can land this successfully. Yeah, no, I want to do another space station. I want to build a space station that we use entirely a reusable shuttle system for. I feel like that will be quite a cool idea. So that's why. Oh, that's the wrong engines. Oops. I mean to hit this stage. Let's hit this stage and let's deactivate the engines. They're not the space shuttle main engines either. These are the ALCE engines, which I think are a little bit better. They have unlimited ignitions as far as I'm aware. If I have a look somewhere over here, ignitions, it doesn't even tell me ignitions. So yeah, it looks like they do have unlimited and they can be used in space. So one other, are you serious? Am I having RCS issues again? Oh wait, no, the RCS isn't enabled. Okay, staging. What is going on? Nothing is working. Why have we got one of these engines? Oh no, this isn't good. This really isn't good because I've got so much RCS on here. Right, I'm going to restart the simulation and see if I can sort my staging out at the start. But yeah, no, they're not space shuttle main engines. They have unlimited ignitions and they are more, well, and they can be ignited in space as well. I think it's from the Changing History mod and they are very, very useful. And one potential thing that I might be able to do that a lot of people have requested for this series is to send a space shuttle to the moon. I wouldn't be able to do it from launch. I'd have to do some kind of orbital refueling, but that might be something cool that I can do in this series at some point. We'll have a look and see if that's possible. There will be, yeah, I'll need to refuel in orbit and I'll probably need to refuel around the moon, but that's why I want to get this Lunar South Pole base down. If I do that, what I can do is I can just ship Hydrolox up to the shuttle or something like that, and it might be feasible. So isn't using a crewed shuttle for space station deployment kind of useless? Yeah, well, I could. I obviously launched the first space station up in this series using the Orpheus series of rockets. The only reason why I want to do a space station in this is just because it's kind of like cool. I thought it would be a pretty nice idea. And it's something that I do want to try and do. And it would be fully reusable, so I wouldn't be losing out on anything. I could reuse everything, but I'm going to wait until we're kind of around the light side of Earth. Yeah, we want the sun. Let's turn the RCS on. Hopefully. Look at that. It turns. It works. Not having any RCS issues with this stream today or so far. So Kanasa, are you using 1.8.1? No, I am not. I am using 1.10.1. My install video is for 1.8.1. The way to kind of like upgrade to 1.10 is, I think the LEM, I think the ascent stage of the LEM. If you delete that part, you should be able to get 1.10 working for Realism Overhaul. But I do have that part with me because I do have a config for it that works, and yeah, it's just a little bit of finagling to make sure that it all works fine. Anyway, so I am going to fire up these two RL-10s. They are my orbital maneuvering system because I wanted this to be entirely Hydrolox, because then we don't have to really carry much more, except for the MMH and NTO for the fuel tanks in the front. I've got a few fuel tanks in the front. Anyway, so I'm going to get that down to about 89,000. So this is going to be a very shallow entry, but I feel like this needs it to work. And yeah, if we just look inside here, we've got a bit of extra crew capacity. We've got our MMH and NTO tanks over there that are going to provide the hypergolic fuels for our RCS systems, and then we got some solar panels as well. And if I don't know if I extend these, can I unextend them, or are they going to be permanently extended? I can retract them. That's great, because yeah, that is kind of important to be able to retract those when we are doing our re-entry procedures. And will one just provide enough power? One will provide enough power. Awesome. But then obviously we've got this ginormous cargo bay in the middle, which we will be able to fit maybe modules, maybe satellites or something that we can go send to distant far-flung planets and all kind of stuff like that. And yeah, no, it's hopefully should work, right? So let's time warp ahead so we can start our descent into the atmosphere. Now, what's this? Hello, World Conqueror. Welcome to the stream. This is my first attempt at doing some kind of shuttle system in the next millennia, and I do want this to be reusable. Reusability would be really nice, as in I want to get this up completely with reusable parts, and then we don't lose out anything. And I feel like that will be something that I've always said it for this series. I strive to have reusability. I want reusability to be kind of like a main feature of this series. So yeah, having a space shuttle that we can launch with with reusable boosters and stuff like that would be very nice. Is the bloom caused by Scatterer? No, the bloom is caused by Textures Unlimited, and thank you for mentioning that, because I need to tone it down a little bit because it is very, very intense at the moment. So if I do that, there we go, it gets a little bit nicer. It's a little bit too much, the config. And the config that I am using is Jesus Rodriguez config, which comes with his kind of, yeah, the pack that he put together for all of the lovely graphical mods. I'm on the flight, hooray. Oh yeah, there we go, Hernan Cortez. This is just a simulation, so this isn't real life. This is just fantasy, caught in a landslide, no escape from reality. Of course, no, this is just a simulation, a crash simulation. I need to test and make sure that this all works, and of course I have kind of over corrected that RCS, so I want this facing this way ideally. Yes, there we go. That is kind of a nicer direction that we are going to be attempting to land in. And I'm going to go to surface, get rid of the heading, and we'll put the pitch at about 45 degrees. And I feel like that will be a nice angle of attack to try and attempt to re-enter Earth's atmosphere. And what we'll do is we'll just time warp by 4 throughout this entire descent, because this is going to take some time. It did take some time. So he did some file editing to get it work. No, there's an official version. Wait, what is this? So there is a version from RO that supports 1.10. Yes, this is RO on 1.10, but yeah, no, you do have to do a few cheeky, few bits of magical maneuvers to, well, get it all to work kind of okay. Kanasa here. Hello, killer. Hello, killer. Big old smiley face. Slap the second shuttle without crew compartment as a tanker, and you have 100% reusable system. Yeah, I suppose I could do that. We could put like more hydrolocks in here, kind of like what the Starship kind of fuel tanker will do. Because I believe it's the Lunar Starship. In order for that to go to the moon, don't they need to do orbital refueling for that? I think that's what Lunar Starship is going to do. I've been looking up so much about SLS recently, because I don't know, after the SLS hotfire, was it last Monday? I think it might have been last Monday, or might have been last Thursday. I know it was a day when I streamed, because I kind of switched to it during the stream. But it was, yes, after seeing that, it's kind of really like piqued my interest in SLS. And I've been kind of looking up a lot more on SLS, and I did do a little bit of a recreation. And it kind of turned out well. I was able to get Orion to the moon, which was pretty cool. And yeah, SLS is kind of difficult to build in RO because it's just so big. The core stage, you can't use modular tanks because the core stage of SLS, if I can remember correctly, I think it's 64.6 meters in length. Modular tanks only go up to 50 meters. And I think, yeah, the core diameter is about 8.4. So I had to kind of do some kind of wiggling around with tanks to make it look kind of as it should do, but it was pretty cool to launch one of those. Also, when I was doing that, my readouts, my thrust to weight readouts were all kinds of janky. It said I had like 0.9 off the pad with the 2 RSR MVs firing up, as well as the 4 SSMEs or RS-25. I think it's RS-25D or E configuration for the SLS. Yeah, it said I had very little thrust to weight ratio, but when I actually launched it, I had about 1.3. So it was a bit weird. It was a bit bizarre in the vehicle assembly building, but it did all work, right? So yeah. Anyway, shuttle attempting to land, and yeah, this is as I said before, it's going to be a long, slow process. So I will be checking over chat quite a lot. So Kanasa, when I want to install your CCAM pack, it says, what does it say? So Kanasa, always wondering, does wing profile for B9 wings affect its aerodynamic quality in FAR, in Ferrum Aerospace? Yes, I believe B9 does work very well with Ferrum Aerospace, and it will kind of model that around that. I think FAR or Ferrum Aerospace, I think the way that it works is it kind of like takes the model rather than kind of like the parts. It looks at the actual shape of the craft rather than what kind of parts that you've got, which is why it's kind of a better aerodynamic system. I might be completely wrong, but that's kind of what I've heard in the past. What are your work hours then? Oh, is that's not to me. So Kanasa, when I want to install your CCAM pack, it says installation failed. What should I do? There is a troubleshooting section over on the Discord where you'll probably get a lot better answers about that if you kind of just like talk about your problem a bit more. I'm not very good at answering CCAN installation pack problems because I have personally never ever downloaded a pack from CCAN. I only did the packs on CCAN to try and help people out. And yeah, it's probably been more hassle than helping people the way things have gone at the moment. I feel, yeah, I know the next Millenia one, that I've said it in episode 0, I say it pretty much every single live stream that I do. That is not meant to be a cheap, quick, fast install for RO. What that is meant to be is just kind of like the mods, the additional mods that I do have with RO, to kind of like, if people install RO the correct way. So yeah, these are overheating despite being hidden behind these spaceplane parts, which is a little bit concerning. If I do a bit of a wiggle, sometimes that can help with the, yeah, there we go. We're doing a bit of a, oh no, there we go. Something's gone. Something's blown up already, and we are starting to nose down because we are not able to hold this pitch angle with the wing surfaces that I do have. I don't know what blew up then. Oh, it was one of the RL-10s. But honestly, I have no idea why those explode, because they should be quite nicely protected by these wings, and that is something that I really don't know what's going on. There we go. We've lost one of the ALCE engines as well. Seriously, come on. Like, we are... There is adequate protection from re-entry effects there. I would have thought, but no. It decides that it wants to blow up anyway, which is a bit of a shame. But this is coming down rather smoothly. We are dropping off speed quite quickly. And yeah, it's a nice, gentle re-entry. And we are kind of holding our pitch position, which is kind of cool as well. So I'm installing everything through CCAN. Hello, awesome pilot, and welcome. How would 8 refuels work when going to Mars work? You probably could do 8 refuels. I'm sure Katniss knows all about refueling missions. So Karen V, hello, welcome. It's been a while since I've seen your name in a stream. So Kanasa, would you please consider using something like the Energia system for your boosters? I'd need to look up a little bit about the Energia system because I don't know an awful lot about it. Those are the kind of boosters that launched the Buran, weren't they? I'd need to look into those and maybe have a bit of a gander and have kind of like a play around. But yeah, I need to do my research first. I've not done an awful lot of research on those. So the engines might be too close to the wing. Okay, it's weird that it's only this side. It's only this side. These 3 here, these 2 ALCE engines and the 1 RL-10 on this side did not heat up at all. Didn't get any notifications of overheating or anything. It's just, yeah, this side, maybe the wing for this side doesn't provide protection like the wing does on this side. I don't know why. I'm honestly a little bit confused as to why that would happen, because yeah, no, this side is all completely fine. It's just, yeah, the left side of the engines just seems to break. Yeah, they're the Buran boosters. They land back with folding wings. That might be an interesting, definitely might be an interesting concept to follow. I've seen some people also suggest I think the Saturn 1C winged to use as a super heavy booster at some point. I've kind of gone the route of like the Starship booster #1 or super heavy booster for Starship with my super heavy booster at the moment. But it could be something that I do look at some point throughout this save. But I think, yeah, this re-entry of this craft does appear to be kind of good. It does work. We are maintaining our pitch quite nicely. And yeah, we've got through the worst of the atmosphere. We are still dropping slightly, but we've not lost any of the wings. We've not lost any of the crucial parts, except for kind of 2 of the engines, which is a bit of a shame that we lose the engines, because obviously the engines are very expensive. Oh, hello. Hello. What's gone on there? That was less than ideal. I turn away to look at chat for a second, and then, yeah, suddenly we start nosing down quite dramatically. Although we are only going 3,500 well, 4,000 meters per second, so we have bled off most of our speed, most of our orbital velocity already. But I think at this point, maybe what the best thing to do is to turn on autopilot module manager, atmospheric autopilot. We hit the master switch, we hit off on that, and then we should be able to control this a little bit easier. I would like to be losing a bit more speed than we are, and I would like to be nosing up a little bit, but I think, yeah, we're yeah, we're really not losing much speed now. Hopefully, this doesn't burn up in this kind of lower parts of the atmosphere. I really, really hope that doesn't happen, but we'll stick physical time warp on again. So Neptune is here, nobody fear. Hello, Neptune official, welcome to the stream. I know this says we're doing stuff about the moon base at the moment, but I've got a shuttle design that I kind of wanted to test and see how this goes. I wanted to do something a little bit different for the start of this live stream, because as I said at the beginning of this live stream, all I've been doing for the last few live streams has been working on moon-based stuff, and I thought it might be a bit more interesting just seeing a shuttle gliding through Earth's atmosphere, coming down nice and gently. And yeah, I think this will come down rather nicely now. We're going less than 3,200 meters per second, so less than Mach 10. We can check how fast we are going according to that if I get Ferrum Aerospace Research up whilst we are on here. So what are we going? We're going Mach 9, and of course we are losing speed very quickly. The atmospheric density is increasing quite quickly as well. A whole 0.03 at 42,000 meters, but we are okay. We are okay. Reject pencil rockets, revert to sugar fuel rockets. Oh yes, good old ethanol. Ethanol rockets are, of course, the way forward, apparently. I really don't think so. Now do a space shuttle Neptune. A space shuttle to Neptune? Because that would be interesting. Hey, we gained a like. Thank you for liking the stream. Thank you for liking the stream. So reject sugar rockets, return to balloon rocket. I don't think a balloon can really achieve orbit. No, like you can go high up. You can go high up in the atmosphere with a balloon, but you can't really achieve orbit. Where did Felix Baumgartner? That is his name, is it? How high up did he get? I thought he got up to. Did he breach the Kármán line when he did his ultra high skydive? Quite a while ago now. I think that was maybe like 5 years ago. That burn warrants a 911 call. Ooh, what's going on in chat? Is there kind of like aggressive chat in chat? So we need to tell Sono to tell people to like the stream. Obviously, Sono Not the Hero Type is the resident hype man of these streams. I joined Sono Not the Hero Type on one of his streams the other day. I think it was on Saturday. After I finished my stream, obviously Sono Not the Hero Type was streaming for a bit. He got me on Discord call and we chilled on his stream for a bit whilst he was teaching how to RP1. And yeah, it was pretty nice, pretty cool. If you don't know about Sono Not the Hero Type, I'd definitely recommend going and checking him out. Obviously, he is the guy that runs my Discord. There is also a Discord as well. Check the link in the description if you want to go join it. It is a very, very good community. And I've already mentioned about troubleshooting and all of that. There is a whole section on there if you're having issues with some of the mod packs and stuff like that. It's great, it's great. Reject Icarus wings, revert to jumping. Return to jumping, yes indeed. We are going to attempt to jump a spacecraft into orbit, kind of like a. There were plans. I think it's not jumping, but I have read up on plans, or I think I might have seen a Scott Manley video about it, about a gun that can achieve orbit. Oh, there we go. We just lost a bit of of pitch there. I don't know why. We can probably turn the RCS off now. We've got, yeah, the atmosphere density is probably high enough that we can attempt to turn the RCS off and try and land this. I'm gonna just do a bit of a nose down so we can get down as quickly as possible, and then at the last minute, oh dear, I shouldn't have done that. Yeah, that was bad. Well, when I do this normally, we won't be coming down quite that fast. Wait, I just lost a single RCS thruster on the front. How did that happen? Aerodynamic stress. Collided into Mark III cargo bay. Oops. Oh dear. So we're 11,000 meters up. We are almost below the speed of sound now, 450 meters per second. So yeah, it's just a nice, slow, nice fast descent. Nose down. we are losing 200 meters per second of vertical speed. Yes, our vertical speed is quite dramatic, and we can see our landing indicator. Let's get our landing gears out now that we are subsonic. Yes, I think maybe we should have waited a little bit longer, because we still are moving almost 300 meters per second. That is quite fast. That is quite fast. What I'm going to do is we're going to just wham this all the way up so I can actually see, and you can see what's going on with this shuttle as we attempt to land it. We're still losing. Oh, that was a bit aggressive. We are 1,000 meters above the ground now, and coming down rather nicely. Let's just try and land this bird. It's probably going to be easier said than done. We are still moving quite quickly, but I want to get down quickly because I've got stuff to design. So I won't be checking chat for, well, a lot here. So because obviously I'm trying to land a shuttle, and that's I'm not very good at flying. Oh, that looks like, yeah, we're really close to the ground. Let's turn our lights on. Can we see anything? Ah, there's the ground. That looks very solid. I think if we come down at 274 meters per second, that might be a little bit too fast. We are going to physical time warp, try and bleed off as much speed as we can. And this is why I am not very good at targeted landings, especially on a runway, because I just do a lot of this to just try and kill my speed. And yeah, it never goes well. I don't know what the stall speed for this is. I'm just checking, make sure we are 200 meters above the ground, or thereabouts. There we go. The ground looking rather ominous below us, yes, but we will flare and try and reduce our speed as much as possible. If I come down at 220 meters per second, I think that will be bad for all parties involved, so at least we're landing on the land. This wasn't planned. This wasn't planned at all. Oh, there we go. Yep, no, let's flare up. Let's try and kill off some of this speed and just kind of like do a little bit of a wobble. a little bit of a maneuver to try and slow ourselves down as much as possible. We are back up to 200 meters per second now. But we are losing speed, which is kind of nice. Probably do with maybe some drag parachutes. That might be a smart idea. 70 meters up, going 100 meters, 180 meters per second. Maybe, what is a good landing speed for these? Does it tell me the max speed that these guys can go at? So, max safe speed, 300 meters per second. Oh, so we could attempt to land at this speed. maybe we should try that. Do I attempt to land at 300 meters per second or 150? Yeah, 150 is fine. So let's nose down a bit and try and get this down safely on the ground. Let's pull up a little bit. There we go. We have touched down. That sounded a bit bumpy, but we are slowing down. I've hit the brakes, and yeah, this is taking a while to slow us down, but the wheels are kind of okay. We're not bumping up and down too much. The shuttle has safely landed. And yeah, it's just going to be a while for us to slow down. So 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, kaboom! There was no kaboom. The wheels kind of sounded like they had a bit of a tough time getting down. But yeah, no, drag chutes probably would be rather good. Why are we overheating our engines? That's so confusing. I'm not entirely sure what's going on with the engines overheating like that. So we've entered a black hole. Like a damn flying brick, and you can't see a damn thing from the cockpit. Is this in relation to what it's like flying the shuttle? Because yes, the shuttle was referred to as like a flying brick. Its aerodynamics were not great once you got... Oh, hello. Oh, we took off again. Oh, dear. There was a bump. And it looks like we've lost a wing, and we've lost everything. Boom! Wow, that was loud. Sorry. Yeah, no, the entire thing has rapid, unplanned disassembly. Maybe if I land somewhere flatter. Oh, we did a flip. And we're going to land on the wing. That's going to go. And come on. Any landing you can walk away from, right? Successful touchdown. And it's... What is it doing? Wow, it's kind of trying to... What is going on? Are you quite done, Space Shuttle? Yes, there we go. Successful touchdown. Boris is going to get out on top, and I'm sure he's going to look incredibly pleased with himself now that we landed this. But yeah, no, it flipped, which was quite surprising. There we go. Looking very, very pleased that we have successfully returned to the surface of Earth. But with that, I suppose that simulation was kind of a sort of success. Semi-successful simulation, yes. So Canassa, you know, shuttle pilots trained in an Airbus with the gear out and its engines in reverse. I did not know that. I know that the shuttle was incredibly hard to fly. I paid big money to be on this flight. Yes, don't you dare kill me. No. Everyone was safe. No one died. There were no deaths. No deaths happened. No deaths occurred. Everyone was completely fine. We managed to, well, yeah, any landing you can walk away from, and we indeed did walk away from that. In fact, Boris even got out of the cockpit and said, hello to the world. A 10 out of 10 for style. Yes, Soyuz good. Soyuz good. I mean, Soyuz has been Soyuz has been a rocket that's what? How long has Soyuz been flying for? 60 years almost? It's been a long time. It's been a very, very long-running rocket series. So I want my Kerbals head buried on Pluto. It's a long trip to bury your head. Just no aerodynamics at all. So there we go. So we've got a shuttle that can kind of attempt some sort of landing. I really don't know why these engines burn up though. Maybe if I move them up slightly, offset them, bring them up there, they won't really be firing through the center of mass anymore. Not that that really matters. And can we do anything with these ALCE engines to try and fix that? Well, they don't seem to be placed correctly. So let's change this to radial, and we'll grab that there. Now they are all kind of even, at least. Grab that. No, I want two. I want number 2. Work. Offset. There we go. If we maybe move those. The shame, I kind of would want these, all 3 of these, to maybe go up a little bit, but the way that the symmetry works, it's not really going to do that. So I suppose what I could do is I could do 1 just on its own, maybe move that up a tad even, and then we'll grab that and we'll just plop 2 down as well. And if we move those up as well, that might make things a little bit better. There we go. I don't think we're firing through the center of mass anymore, but oh well, that doesn't matter. And then what I could do is we could move this just a little bit forward so we're not really kind of exposing. So the plume will kind of come to about there, won't it? If we do that, that probably will just narrowly avoid the plume. Or thereabouts. I feel like that should narrowly avoid the plume, and that should be okay. So if I save this up, check it in Ferramera Research. So what I do for this, I don't know what any of these numbers means, because any of these numbers mean, because I'm not very good at stuff like that. But yeah, if we go for Mach 26 at about 70 kilometers, which is roughly what we should be going, and then we just do that. Yeah, no, that's our yaw is not good, and our pitch up is not good, which is less than ideal. If we go like maybe like Mach 22 at 60, yeah, this should be okay. Our yaw is in the red, which is not ideal. But everything else kind of looks like it should work. And then obviously when we get to about like 5 kilometers, we'll be going like Mach 1, and yeah, all the green numbers are good. So this should be maneuverable once we get it quite far down. So I feel like that should be okay. So I can save that. And now what I'm going to say is, what does chat want me to do next? I could either attempt to build a launch, well, a kind of launch vehicle for this. We could try and see how we can get this up to orbit, or we could work back on Moonbase 2000, which is obviously what this stream is titled. And yeah, we could try and see some other modules that I need to put together for that and see how they work and land them. So Canassa, your engines are still a bit exposed. They are, but to be honest, the plumes, like Candice said, I don't know if I could move them in a little bit, and then that probably is okay, but we don't really want to be burning through our wing. That would be less than ideal. Moonbase, make Starship. I've already made a Starship. Get it into orbit. SSTO with 10 ton for Moon, Canassa. an SSTO, even in stock, like even in Realism Overhaul, to get an SSTO to orbit, let alone the moon, that's really rather difficult. I've tried something, and it's it's not going well. So I think the vast majority have said Moonbase for now. It looks like Moonbase is the one that people want, and then maybe I will do some kind of launcher for this at another point. Make Starship for Kerbal Gets Real the next millennia. I don't want to do an exact copy of Starship, but I will do maybe a Starship kind of like inspired vehicle at some point. So it's 4 days from my birthday. Can you name a lunar-based module after me? Belaine? Yes, we potentially could do, if that's something that you would want. SSTO to all planets. SSTO to Pluto or die. Yes, I don't think that would be possible. Anyway, so yeah, I think the Mars space shuttle on a Saturn V, we could potentially do that. What I was going to do, and I suppose I could very, 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 very quickly just do this. If I know people are saying Moonbase, but this shouldn't take too long. One thing that I was thinking of doing is just grabbing my, what's it called? The Olympus first stage booster, and just whacking it on the bottom, seeing what that kind of does. Although I think if I did that, the problem that I would encounter would be that the Olympus first stage would go far too high. And it would mean that I wouldn't be able to safely recover that booster, or that's kind of what I imagine. But we'll see if I fill all of these up and see kind of like what Delta V we're playing around with once these are all filled up, and see, yeah, just how much we've got. There we go. That should all be good. One other thing that I might do as well is I might extend the liquid fuel tank on here so it is a little bit longer, so we get a little bit more burn time out of those 3 big engines at the back. It's obviously going to play havoc with my aerodynamics, but you know what? Oh, well, that's something that I'm going to have to deal with. So I've got 4,500 meters per second Delta V at the moment. So I need about probably 5,000 and something on the first stage. So yeah, one real quick and dirty kind of fix that I was going to do for this. If I just go into my sub-assemblies and all of my moon-based stuff, we go for Olympus 1. And I'm just going to take the first stage of Olympus 1 and see kind of like what that looks like. I'm shocked. I'm shook. I'm shaken. And if you're spanning, no one likes you. Sorry, I deleted it. What? Stop spanning. Oh, dear. Spam. We do have quite a lot of mods in the chat, so I'm fairly sure that they are capable of getting rid of most of the spam. So, yeah, the kind of one thing that I could do, and I don't know how this will work, it's just kind of like an idea that I'm toying with at the moment, is maybe just placing one of these, and it'd kind of be interesting to see how I would go around fitting this on with interstage fairing. Yeah, we can grab that. Can I get that central? I don't think. There we go. We can grab this. I suppose it does kind of all fit at the moment, but currently it's not attached to anything. And it's basically a shuttle launched on top of a super heavy booster. So this is kind of almost a little bit like Starship in the fact that both stages are reusable. What does that give us in terms of Delta V? That probably would be enough. Yeah, that could probably do us. That could probably, yeah, that would get us to space. That would get us to space. I don't know what the thrust to weight ratio would be at the end of the super heavy booster burn. 8.03, so it's probably going to kill our astronauts for that kind of like those kind of Gs for an extended duration of time. I can't imagine that's going to be particularly comfortable. But yeah, one thing that I could do is try and figure out a way around this, and I'd probably place the shuttle going up that way so that it doesn't get in the way of the launch tower. And yeah, that might be something that I look into doing. Maybe. Or just having loads of Orpheuses strapped onto this and trying to get it to orbit that way. Because this thing, I think it weighs about 250 tons. And the Orpheus is only capable of launching 25 tons, so I'd need, what, 10? Which is a lot. Unless we use the engines for the shuttle as well, which is obviously what the real shuttle did. So yeah, I'll have to have a play around with that. But we'll save that and we'll go back to the spaceplane hangar and we'll have a look at the different components. The components for Moonbase 2000 that I haven't actually gone in and looked at yet. Nose cone alert. So how do you get conformal decals working? I've manually installed it and it doesn't seem to appear anywhere in the game. There are a few dependencies for conformal decals that you do need to grab. I think, let's go for new. Come on. Yeah, I think there's a few dependencies. If you grab the master from conformal decals off of GitHub, it should include the dependencies with it. But yeah, it's just a simple case of whacking it into game data and it should go okay. So yeah, I don't know any more than that. I feel the ESA Mars Horizons vibes here. Mars Horizon? So Oofle Spoofle has, how shall we say, is having a bit of bother with his launch system. Have you done any more streams since I think it was a couple of days ago was the last time that I checked a stream. Anyway, yeah, we're back to Moonbase. And one thing that I have kind of checked over the past couple of days is I obviously want shielding to protect against radiation because, well, solar storms are a thing and they will kill us, and shielding is obviously incredibly heavy. If I go to here, 176 tons on the surface of the moon, which is quite a lot. But if we whack the shielding all the way up, well, that goes up dramatically, 235 tons just for a single module. Now, I do want shielding on this base. I definitely want shielding on this base because we do need to, yeah, prevent against the sun. The sun is a deadly laser after all. But what is it, Bill Wirtz? Yeah, Bill Wirtz. Thai history of the world and all of that. But yeah. So we do need shielding. I wanted to see if we could use these regolith harvesters to get shielding, because I thought that was a thing that was involved in Realism Overhaul, and it is. It does turn out that you can. These are water drills, so I won't be able to do them on there. But what you can do is if you have these as, so it's currently a water extractor. If you configure drill and set it to regolith, you can mine the regolith and then convert that regolith into shielding, which is really cool. You don't need an additional ISRU unit for it, you just need the drill, which is pretty nice. Sun is an unfocused laser. You could make a religion out of this. It's been a while since I've watched that video, but that is a very, very, very funny video, and I'm sure most people, I think it's got something like over 100 million views, so most people probably will know about it, but yeah, it's very, very funny, very, very worth checking out. Right, so let's call this take apart. I'm gonna, yeah, make a new save for this, because I'm gonna start taking bits apart. I did the power tower in the last stream, so I don't need to worry about that anymore. I don't need to worry about these due to the fact that these are going to be launched separately. And I have done something else with these. I have kind of done a little bit of editing with these in the vehicle assembly building, and they work a bit better than they did before. I've done these connecty parts, so I can get rid of those. Yep, they have been done. The Connectotron has been completed. We have a way of launching those to the moon. We've got the Tortoise tank, the space tank, which is obviously what is in the thumbnail of this video. That has been completed. So, yeah, the sections that I still need to do are this drilling rig, these food modules. I need to figure out a way of getting those down and maneuvering them, and this hab module and this hab module. And another thing as well is I need liquid fuel and oxidizer storage. So I don't know where I'm going to put that, because currently this contains, I think it should, hydrogen, oxygen, and water. But we don't have anywhere to put the frozen stuff, the frozen hydrolox. So that is something else that I'm going to need to do. Maybe I can do it as part of this, but I'll see. So if I select this as the root part, grab this off. How much does this weigh? This weighs 15 tons, which all in isn't actually too bad. That's probably a decent kind of weight to get down onto the surface of the moon, I reckon. Yeah, no, I think this should be okay. I should be able to develop some kind of system that will be able to get this down. And the weight, the center of mass, should be smack bang in the middle. So, yeah, a few additional changes to this that I think I want to make. I'm just going to save this as something different now. This will be drilling platform, because this is obviously what we're going to be doing, and then that way I can save this take apart thing as something different. This is why my game takes so long to load, because I have so many different saves of different craft. Can I set Apollo service system as a ground station module? Seems like an unexpected but good use. I love the look of these. I really love the look of these, and I think they look so good for base parts. And obviously I've got the cupola modules on top, which is kind of like a little window that you can see out. But yeah, no, I think they are beautiful for designing base parts around. They look so cool, and obviously they are good for containing crew. Very good for containing crew. Don't worry. Oh, okay, that was not directed at me. My lot, yes, the Lunar Outpost Tortoise Tank, I believe, was what it was dubbed in the last stream. Yes, thank you for that name. I am gonna be using that name for the tank. I thought that was a great name, and there was, of course, a very fast and rapid, sharp pun after that as well, which obviously made the entire thing. Okay, so I need hydrolox on here, and there's another couple of things. I need the regolith drills. So I think maybe I could potentially just add another couple of drills like this. If I set that to mirror, well, that does work, yeah, but what I can do is I can change this. So configure the drill, and we want this to be a regolith harvester. So that should then So yeah, this regolith compactor is what turns the regolith from regolith into shielding for our craft, which is very, very, very nice. And I think, yeah, that will keep one over on that side, because Kerbalism doesn't like mirrored symmetry very much, so I have to remember to remove that. And then now if I place down 2 of these, that should do me fine. So if I grab, maybe I'll get 8 of these on a single ISRU unit, and that should do us fine. I think what I'm going to be doing is launching a couple of these. We'll have a couple of these on the base. So I did test out how quickly it does make regolith. It's painstakingly slow. So I'm going to get as many of these drills as possible to try and make my life a little bit better. And this base is being powered by a nuclear reactor. So it should have power for days. We should have loads of power. Power isn't a thing that I'm going to have to worry about at all. So I'm going to save that. So burn. Quick PSA. You don't need any ads on YouTube. Do you not? I know. Oh, yes. Hi, at Canassa. Yes. Hello, Taylor Perkins. Harkins, even. I always read that as an E. I swear I've said your name several times before, and I always get it wrong, so I do apologize. Anyway, so drills are done. That will be more than enough drills. Now what I need to do is figure out where I'm going to put hydrolocks on this, because I would kind of like to contain the hydrolocks within this section. So let's go to some fuel tanks. And maybe what I could potentially do is just have a couple of big hydrolocks tanks, one here and one here. And then I will whack those. I will fill those up completely with a multi-layer insulation and maybe have a couple of radiators coming off the side. So, you know, try and avoid boil off as much as we possibly can. So if I scroll up through the rather large amount of fuel tanks that I've got, yes, that's what I was about to say engines, but no, they are fuel tanks. We'll go for a couple of balloon tanks on the side of this. Make sure they're mirrored. I'm going to set them to be a fillet cylinder. And yeah, we will maybe make them kind of 1.5 meters, and we'll make the length a little bit longer. I might raise these up a little bit as well. There we go. And that kind of looks like it's still roughly central, or thereabouts. Maybe I'll make them a little bit bigger. 1.8. We'll make the fillet so that it is kind of just like a tube, a nice rounded tube that we stick on the side. We'll whack those in ever so slightly. And yeah, I'm not sure if I like where that is. I kind of want them to avoid touching the drills. So maybe we will just have kind of like a section just above. And what we will do is I'm going to turn them into foil, and I think I'll keep them as gold. Yeah, gold, nice and shiny. Nice and shiny, there we go. Unless people have a better color situation for those. I want the foil because it's like insulation, you know. We will be having multi-layer insulation on here. I'll whack that up to probably about there. And balloon, yeah, we'll make them the best balloon tanks that we have on offer. So let's add liquid oxygen. So 6,107.3, so that's what, 3,053.5 is half of that. So let's go, where's the tank UI gone? It's just disappeared. There we go. So yeah, no, I want that to be 3,053.5, roughly, is going to be half a tank. There we go, we'll update that, and then we'll just fill the rest up with liquid hydrogen. Cool, yeah, I pretty much got that spot on. Quick maths in my head. I'm very lazy, Mr. Canassa. Please eat for me. I am quite hungry, but I don't know if I can eat for you. I don't think you'll be getting any of the nutritional value if someone else does eat for you. So we'll go for a couple of small radiators. I'll make them even smaller, very, very small radiators, and then they can just kind of stick off the side like that. There we go. We've got radiators on here that will hopefully prevent any boil off. So we've got hydrolocks tanks, which is going to be great, because we are, of course, going to need hydrolocks to fuel up our landers, our landers and ascent vehicles. And it would be nice to have a bit of a supply of hydrolocks on this base at all times. So that's that done. That is fine. That is completely fine. Now I do need a couple of liquefiers, or maybe more than a couple. And it might make sense to place these on the hydrolocks tanks, or maybe on these tanks, because that's what we're going to be liquefying. We've got hydrogen in one of these and oxygen in another one of these, and yeah, I think we'll place those in between. If I get those on top there like that, and then we'll place another couple there like that. I've made a mistake here because I should have configured this first. So liquid oxygen to gas. No, we want liquid. We want gaseous oxygen to liquid oxygen. Yep, that's good. We want gaseous hydrogen, if I can find it, to liquid hydrogen. There we go. So that's that all done. Now I can remove that. And yes, as I mentioned before, Kerbalism doesn't like you doing that with mirrored parts. So we're going to have to do that. And I'll place a couple of those on there on top of the ISRU unit. And we'll grab that. We'll grab that across. And we don't want 6 of those. I think 4 for each individual one of these should hopefully do us okay. So is there a mod that makes the Kerbin system realistic scale? I don't actually know if there's a mod that makes the Kerbin system realistic scale. I think JNSQ does something like that, but I might be wrong. I could very well be wrong. So that is the drilling platform. Yeah, I'm fairly sure that JNSQ maybe not quite realistic scale, but it makes it a lot bigger. Yeah, this drilling platform is now done, 24 tons, but what we can do is we can get rid of that, and we can also do the same. Ah, no, it's already been done. That is now going to be 17 tons on the surface of the moon. Now comes the question, how the heck do I land this thing? How do I land this? Sky crane might be the way forward, but I don't really want to have sky crane parts just sticking out there. What I could potentially do is maybe be a little bit cheeky about this and grab some of the ever important Super Draco engines, which I am using for pretty much all of the landing modules for this. And if I place one there, and if I place one there, yeah, no, that's not going to work. Thinking about it from a realistic perspective, we don't want our engines sticking out of our water tank. No, I'm gonna do something different. So nice and muted. Hey, I have right now a problem with RP1 Kerbalism. Does anyone know how I can time warp beyond 1000 with Kerbalism? Because if beyond that, it will just go back to 100 times. I suffer from that problem as well. Usually it's when you've got some kind of nuclear RTG or something like that on your craft. A way that you can get around that is just go to the tracking station and time warp from the tracking station. It's a little bit annoying because you have to sit through another loading screen, but it is something that you can do. And I think there are kind of maybe semi-fixes for it. If you go over to the RO Discord, usually they're pretty good at RP1 Kerbalism fixes. So, Sky Crane, yeah, Sky Crane is probably going to be the way forward, I imagine. And I think in order to do that, what I will do is we'll grab a ring decoupler. Where are they? That's structural, not decouplers. Take me a very long time to find the decoupler in that section. So we're going to go for a ring decoupler, and can I place that? Can I place that on here? Yes, I can. I want this to be roughly central, and I think what I'm going to do. Yeah, no, I'm going to make this a. I don't know which side is the side that's going to decouple. That's going to be a problem. So those black marks are on this side. If I flip that upside down, no, that doesn't seem to change anything. Maybe if I do that way. Okay, right. So, yeah, that looks like we're going to be firing that up that way. So if they're... yeah, I think we want these the other way. Yeah, I think we want the no black marks on the top, and that should mean that the section on top of this will be the section that decouples. Maybe. I've probably got this completely wrong. Okay, so this is going to be probably a new Sky Crane design, because the way this is kind of laid out, it's a little bit weird. It's a little bit strange, and it might be difficult to control. So I think I'm going to have some kind of truss coming off. And if I mentioned this in the last stream that I did, I really do not like the spaceplane hangar controls. And yeah, we'll get a little bit of a truss coming off here. And if I can make this diameter so that it is the same as this, although I feel like 2 meters is probably going to be fine. And what we'll do is we'll twig scale this down to 2 meters. We can. Yeah, we can. Awesome. There we go. We'll do something like this. 2 meters. Come on. There we go. We'll move that across so that it is in line with the center of mass. That's a very important, crucial step because we don't want this to be wobbling all over the place. So, okay, 2i, guys, let's test it. So, can NASA do the Super Draco engines even use Hydrolox? No, Super Dracos don't. They use MMH and NTO. But all I'm going to be using the engines for is landing these modules. So I'm not going to be able, I don't need to produce any more of that on site, and that is going to be their one literal use. So it doesn't matter that I'm using these for the kind of sky cranes that I'm going to be using to put this base down on the surface. Right, so what I want to do next is grab ourselves a, if I can find it, a integral tank. We'll place that on the top there. We will make that high pressure because we need a high pressure tank for this. And we'll change this variant to cryo just so it looks a bit nicer. Maybe I'll go for 4 meters, something like that. That's probably going to be more than enough. And then we'll just whack that in a little bit. And yeah, kind of looks a bit silly at the moment, but I probably will cut. Oh, hello, that's a big old mount. Yep, no, we don't want that. Oh, that's a different mount. I don't think I've ever seen that mount. Okay, but yeah, no, we'll go for a flat mount at the top. Cortex, I'm just going to make it foam for now. It's just a nice foamy mount. There we go. Toggle flag visibility, and we're going to place some avionics on top of this so we can actually control this, because that would be very, very nice. It'd be very sad if we got all the way to the moon and we weren't able to control what we're doing. So I think what I want is I want to flip that, potentially. I wish you could see which way that we're kind of facing up. Oh, the way that I could go about doing that is making it a cone. And making the top, yeah, we go, that's the right way up. Fantastic, that's always good. It's always nice to have this the right way round. And I think, yeah, I won't have the top just kind of like completely like that. We'll go for something something like that, something akin to that shape. We need deep space avionics due to the fact that, whoa, we don't need 1,000 tons though. Yeah, because we are going over to the moon, so it would be nice to have deep space avionics. And I think maybe I'll set this to be 50 tons controllable. I feel like that'll be a kind of a decent amount. So let's just quickly check back through chat, because I feel like I've not said anything in a while. So can I say I'm back? I had to go. Welcome back, Wretched Music 87. You can move tool the decoupler to make it central. So ring decoupler are better than procedural decouplers. Yes, I love the ring decouplers. I think they look really, really good. The fact that they've got a little space in it looks really, really nice. So okay, let's test it. Let's test what? Reusable sky crane. I probably won't be using a reusable sky crane due to the fact that the amount of fuel that you need to, well, the amount of delta V that you need to get down to the moon to and from the surface of the moon is a ridiculously large, well, number. It's about 4,000 meters per second of delta V. Having that reusable, probably not going to be worth it, considering all of the mining that I'd have to do in order to get that done. Okay, so what we're going to do for this, and this is probably going to look really bizarre, is this is kind of like how my sky crane is in Coming Home. We're going to do this. I'm going to place 4 of these, and we're going to have them going off maybe at 45 degrees, and I'll place some engines on the end. And then that way, hopefully, it should mean that we are able to clear the rest of this. So if we go for 150% like that, maybe move that up just a tad, we'll get a Super Draco engine. We'll get these ones because these are probably what I want. We want to face them down like so. Is that down? Is the flamey end down? I think that is. Yeah, we'll do that, and then we'll kind of just move those in ever so slightly. Somewhere like that. Is that even? I don't think that is even. Is that? I hate the controls of this place. There we go. I feel like that's fine. It looks a bit janky, but oh well. I think what I might do to make it look a little bit better, I don't know, struts always make things look better, don't they? So we'll just, yeah, put some struts on like that. No, it looks hideous. It doesn't look great, but it should work, hopefully, as long as the engine can, yeah, I think this should work. And we probably, is that not enough? Oh, we need more. We need more fuel. We need more fuel. So we are going to make this maybe wider. I don't think I really want this any longer. So if I go for maybe about 50 tons, damn, this thing is beefy. It's heavy, very heavy. 2,213 meters per second of delta V will be enough. 47 tons that we need to get over to the moon. That's going to take quite a while to burn through all of that fuel. Okay, it's not the end of the world. And what I will do is no, it doesn't look like we're applying any torque, which is great. I've got that in the exact right space. And we'll just grab 4 of these big old RCS thrusters, and we'll place them maybe somewhere up there like that, and we'll change those to MMH and NCO, because that's the fuel that we're going to be using for the Super Dracos. So that is what we are going to want to use for this. There we go. And I think That's pretty much that done. That should be able to hopefully land us through, and what I would like to imagine is that we do kind of have like fuel lines coming through here that will connect that up. Obviously, I can't really do that because I don't. So I'm convinced the Starship comment was just a joke. So Kanasa, I'm getting a Space 1999 Moonbase Alpha for All Mankind Jamestown vibe. Any chance of building a Space 1999 Eaglecraft? I don't actually know what that is. I've not seen a Space 1999. I've not seen that or heard of it, so that's probably just me being uncultured yet again. But no, for All Mankind, Jamestown is kind of like what I was going for, especially kind of like what Jamestown ends up looking a bit like in Season 2. I'm not going to say any more than that due to the fact that people may not have watched it and people may want to watch it, but yeah. I'm going for a Jamestown vibe. We are landing in the lunar South Pole, probably not around Shackleton Crater, but yeah, it's gonna be cool. So that should be that done. So if I save this up, I think I don't have anything else that I need to do for this. Staging would be important, so let's set our staging so that it is correct. This looks pretty bad at the moment, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's absolutely fine. 51 tons controllable. Yep, that's cool. So I'll save this, and what we're going to do is we are going to attempt to land this on the moon. Just make sure that I can land this, because if I can't, that would be terrible. So we're gonna go for a simulation. So Space 1999 is ancient. I think it's the 80s. Yeah, no, I've not heard of it. Cheese! Hello, Jceratops. Welcome to the stream. Why don't they just make starships out of starships? Why don't they make starships out of starships? Could you imagine? It's like kind of a Russian doll. You open up one starship and then there's another starship inside, and there's just starships for days. Starships for days. Spoiler, damn it! It wasn't really a spoiler. I just said that Jamestown. I wanted to go for a look of Jamestown in the second series. That's all I said. Not really a spoiler. Send Dream Chasers to the moon. That would be interesting. I'm not sure how the Dream Chaser's the space plane, isn't it? Let me look it up. Let me look it up on my phone real quick. I'm fairly sure the Dream Chaser is the space plane, isn't it? I might be wrong. Oh yeah, it's kind of like a shuttle-y looking-ish kind of space plane. I did talk about that earlier on in the stream, and I have kind of designed a shuttle earlier on. Well, I did a bit of shuttle working around earlier on in the stream. I would like to maybe send a shuttle to the moon. It's going to be long and difficult, and there's not really much point in doing it, because I do have a way of getting over to the moon that doesn't require a shuttle, that would probably be far easier, far less expensive, and far better. But I think just for corners points, maybe at some point in this series I will send a space shuttle over to the moon. Sending shuttles to the moon doesn't really make an awful lot of sense, if I'm going to be honest, because just coming back, you're not going to be able to survive re-entry unless you have lunar-rated spaceplane parts, which we don't have at the moment. Oh, there we go. We're on the surface. So what I need to do, because I'm having a few issues with RCS, so I do need to use HyperEdit to get us into a lunar orbit. This is something that I've discovered over the last couple of streams that I've been doing. We're going to edit the active vessel. We're going to go over to the moon, and what we're going to do is set maybe an altitude of about 60,000, because that's usually where I like to go. So we'll apply. I've just realised I don't have any way of powering this up, but we have 30 days of electric charge, so that's going to be okay. That's going to be okay. So Kanasa, Space 1999 was a British sci-fi show. Oh, okay, fair enough. I've not heard of it. That's embarrassing being British, but oh well. So produced in 1975, set in 1999, an accidental explosion sends the moon into deep space. It was produced by Ganny Anderson. I'll have to check it out. I'll have to have a look. I do love British TV. Obviously, I am British, and like I do like British TV. Such as what shows do I like? Like, yeah, I can't think. In-Betweeners. One of the members of the In-Betweeners went to my school, which was pretty cool. Simon from the In-Betweeners was in my school at the same time that I was. Also, as well, another person who went to my school that does now YouTube is Lewis from the Yogscast. He was the year above me in my school, so that was pretty interesting. There was a TV show, it's like Doctor Who. Yeah, Doctor Who, Being Human. I loved all of those kind of things. Right, so do I want to land just anywhere, or do I want to go for a South Pole landing? I think maybe I'll go for a South Pole landing. The reason why I want to go for a South Pole landing is just so that I can check and make sure the drills all work, because that would be really nice, knowing that they do. And we are, of course, probably almost certainly going to have a little bit of weird maneuvering of the moon. Like, we're not following our orbit line at all at the moment. Kind of curious why that's happening. But we are over the South Pole now, and it does look like we are coming down quite closely. So, quite closely to the 2 rovers that I've already landed on the surface of the moon. So, yeah, stage this. Okay, did that work? Stage this. There we go. And our RCS does work. That's always a promising sign. And what we're going to do, we'll get rid of hyperedit and we'll attempt to land this. Oof, totally unbiased opinion. So, Canassa, any advice? Any advice on what? My RP1 save, 1 crash to the moon. In my RP1 save, I crashed to the moon 4 times, but still can't go to geostationary orbit. The inclination is the hard part. So, to get geostationary orbit, the best way to go about doing it is get a low Earth orbit anyway. And then create a node at the equatorial ascending or descending node, burn out to geostationary orbit, which is what, like 30, I can't remember it off the top of my head. So, yeah, 33 something. I should really know that. I've done loads of geostationary orbit satellites. And then, yeah, so you burn out, make your apoaps at geostationary. Then when you get to geostationary height, you circularize, but you also change your inclination. And that is the best way of going about doing that. And you probably need an engine that has quite a few ignitions to be able to do that. But it is doable. It is doable. So what we're going to do is we're going to flip this around and we're going to attempt to land this on the surface of the moon. Here we go. Lunar attempt landing number 1 of this stream. Let's see how this goes. Let's fire up those Super Dracos and see if we can get ourselves a nice little landing. And we're going to get the land up. Yeah, and I think I'll probably burn these a bit faster because we don't really need to be that slow. This is a bit concerning that these RCS are firing up as much as they are. That is telling me that my center of thrust isn't really going through my center of mass as well as I would have liked. So that might be a bit of a slight edit that I do on this at some point. No RCS glitches, please. It's good. We have no RCS glitches. So it's 3,500 kilometers. So I'm fairly sure there's a lot of 3s in it. It's like 35,313.122 or something like that. It's around that. I think. Yeah, like I said, I've done loads of geostationary orbit satellites in this save. Yeah, I could probably actually just go and check and see how high my geostationary satellites are. So 35,805, that's a bit high. 35,811, yeah, they aren't quite at geostationary orbit, I don't think. They're a bit too high. That's probably my bad. I've made a bit of a mistake there somehow. So I think what I'm going to do is I am going to slow this down because I want my suicide burn length to roughly match my impact time. And at the moment, it's not. What we're going to do is we are going to physical time warp through this, though. So, yeah, we're not sitting through a very, very, very long burn. So I just got to keep a close eye on this. And as soon as that gets to about 2 minutes 20, then I need to start firing up the engines, throttle them up a little bit more so that we don't come crashing down into the surface. Rocket science. Hello, Curium96. Welcome to the stream. I think that's the first comment of yours that I've seen in today's stream. So I always do try and read as many comments as I can. And obviously, I know sometimes I will miss them, but that's because there's too much going on. I do try to play the game, and I also do try to talk to the audience as well. Sometimes I do miss comments. Sometimes I do miss things. But I can't read them all the time. So if you've asked me multiple questions, I do apologize. I'm not ignoring you on purpose. It is just I can't really follow everything that's going on all the time. So Kanasa is a poor student. He is a kept man. So Alisair is living on the edge. Is Alisair living on the edge? What has she been saying? What has she been saying in the live chat? Probably nothing good. We got a nice big old crater down there. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the intensity down so we can actually see where shadows are, because that would be rather nice. If I turn that all the way down, yeah. I love the look. I love it looking dark like that, but obviously you can't really see. Uh-oh, suicide burn length is... Oh, no, that's fine. That's fine. Oh, we're going right over the South Pole. That must be... Yeah, we are very close to the South Pole. And that doesn't look good. It looks like we are going to be landing in the middle of a crater. And we have now lost communication. This isn't good. This is not good. Why have we lost communication? Where's our satellites? Uh-oh. I think being directly over the South Pole is not a good place to be. Please have something come within communication range, because as it stands, I can't control my throttle. which is less than ideal. This is not good. This is not good. Maybe before I put this lunar base down, one thing that I might have to do is set up a polar communication network. That might be a smart idea, right? So we are going 90 meters per second. We're going to go for surface velocity rather than this. And I think what I'm going to do is rather than try and do this, I'll see if MechJeb landing guidance can do this kind of as a cheaty way to get me down right at the end. But yeah, no, kind of a polar relay network might be what is needed in order to prevent this from happening, because I do have an equatorial relay network, which we can see we've got one satellite there, and there, but that does not appear to be working for this. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit land somewhere. We're going to turn off auto warp. I don't want you to auto warp, please, because that's not going to end well. And we're just going to wait and see. We've only got 420 meters per second. Nice, 420. 420 meters per second of delta V left. We are currently going at 160 meters per second. Is that going to be enough to slow us down to a complete standstill? Or will we crash into the surface of the moon? I don't know how this is going to work. Here we go, though. Are you going to use orbital refueling for Space Shuttle to the moon, Carnassa? That is something that I've talked about earlier on in the stream. That's something I may do if I did want to send a Space Shuttle to the moon. That would probably be the way that I go about doing it. Also, hello, Pesky Bird. Welcome to the stream. Hello and welcome. MechJeb likes to auto warp into the ground. Yes, it does, which is why I turned auto warp off. Here we go. Oh, this is looking close, but no. We're good. We're good. We're okay. We've landed. Well, it looks like we're going to land rather successfully. There we go, at a nice gentle 1.5 meters per second with 183 meters per second of delta V left. That's awesome. We can land on the South Pole and we can land just fine. So, yeah, that's good. We've landed this. Now what I can do is, there is no avionics on this, which is a bit of a shame. So I have to kind of like deploy all of these at the moment. No, so wait. Oh, no, I meant to deploy that. And then, oh, we don't have power on this either, so this is going to rinse through our power very quickly. Not to worry, not to worry. We don't really need to test these drills anyway. Yeah, it should be fine. And I know this roughly works. This system does kind of generally work, so that should be fine. But yeah, this works. Now all I need to do is spacebar this off and kill rotation and hit. Oh, look, we've got communication again. So we must have been out of range for like mere moments. And we will send it on. Oh dear, that's not good. So the ring decoupler doesn't work. No, why? That's not decoupled. That has not decoupled. We're launching this with us. Oh dear. So that clearly, yeah, we need to make a bit of an edit on that. Yeah, no, I need to go back and I need to change that, because that is disastrous. That is not good. So Kanasa, did the Y2K happen on base 2000? What, the Y2K bug? I highly doubt it. I don't know. Where all of the computers have failed and everything's gone wrong, planes falling out of the sky and all of that. So thanks. I've been here a while though. So I obviously, like I said, I can't read every comment all the time, and I do miss comments sometimes, which is, I don't mean to. I don't purposefully ignore people. So Snare Gupta, I'm new. Welcome. Hello and welcome. I don't know if you're still here, but yeah, hello and welcome to a Carnassa live stream. It's a lot of faff and a lot of rubbish and me just trying to get things to work and trying to get Moonbase 2000 all done. Boom! Lol gone. Yes, indeed. That didn't go very well. So why did this not decouple? Why did this not decouple? I think maybe what I could potentially do that might fix this, but might look a little bit weird, is we just get a radial attachment point, stick that slap bang in the middle, put the ring decoupler on top of that, like so. And would you look at that? We've got a little bit of torque. That is why RCS Build Aid is so great for stuff like this. And then all we need to do is just kind of like move this to a point where that disappears. There we go. So it has vanished. There we go. That looks like pretty much spot on. Let's just get rid of that. Let's just make sure that that is okay. So I think what I am going to do is I am going to try landing this again because I do... Well, actually, no. What I'll do, we'll save this. I'm going to just go to the launch pad, the runway even. I'm going to attempt to just yeet the sky crane because I know that this can land. I know that we can successfully land on the moon with this kind of setup now. So I don't need to go all the way back to the moon just to try and do a test of yeeting the sky crane away. No, we just need to go to the runway and see what we can do. So, Carnassa, is your base radiation proof? It will be. It will be. We will be able to fill up on shielding. That is kind of what part of what this module that I've got here is going to be able to do. It does have 4 drills that are going to be able to extract regolith from the surface of the moon. And then once that has been done, it can convert that into shielding, which we can apply to our habitation modules and keep our astronauts safe and happy. So, hey, Carnassa, just joined. What are we working on? Hello, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream, Xenotrex. What we're going to be working on at the moment is the drilling platform. I have just successfully landed it on the moon, and I know that it does work, and we should be able to connect it to the rest of the lunar base, or the lunar base. But I need to, there was a problem. The sky crane didn't successfully detach, so I need to make sure that that does happen, because at the moment, it's going to yeet the entire thing off. So, Carnassa, how do you show the torque? It's part of RCS Build Aid. And to get that up, it's an additional mod. To get that up, all you need to do is press 5, and it will show that kind of red overlay. Really, really useful when you've got vessels that have a weird center of mass compared to their center of thrust. Makes it a lot nicer to design engines around those kind of things and make it so that you don't go like tumbling all over the place. So we are going to activate this, and yep, that all works. Now what we're going to do is we're going to activate the decoupler. That actually sounded like it decoupled. And we've got a thrust-to-weight ratio of only... Whoa! But it works. There we go. It works. Explosions! Everybody loves explosions. Yes, but no, that works now. And obviously, the lunar surface gravity is going to be much lower than the surface gravity on Earth, so that will be able to fly away quite nicely. Also, it won't have anywhere near as much fuel because we will have used the vast majority of the fuel to land on the surface of the moon already. So, Carnassa, do you have a lunar station yet in this series? No, I do not. I don't have a lunar station yet in this series. I've just got a space station around Earth, and it's only a very small space station. I do maybe want to do a lunar space station at some point in this series, but I don't know. Reason being, did this not load? Did this not hit close? Oh, there we go. Yeah, the reason being why I don't really want to do a big old lunar space station in this series is because I felt like I exhausted that in Kerbal Gets Real. Obviously, I had the Ellen Cox Memorial Station, which was huge. It's kind of something I've already done. I might do a small lunar station, maybe something more akin to Gateway, because the ECMS was more like the ISS. But I might do something, yeah, something akin to Gateway rather than something absolutely huge. Boom, boom, shaka da room. Yes, big boom, yeah. Explosions. Explosions are always nice. So how much RCS left? I think there was quite a lot of RCS left. So the RCS fuel that I used was the same fuel as the fuel that the Super Dracos used. Yeah, there we go. So, Carnassa, will you do a Pluto surface base someday? That's going to be very tricky. With Kerbalism, I think that will be completely unfeasible due to the fact that astronauts will die of radiation poisoning way before they get to Pluto. See, even if we have full radiation shielding, even being just in space, I think astronauts can only last about 6 years or thereabouts with the RO configs. I can change those configs and make them a little bit different, though. But yeah, no, Pluto surface base, probably not very likely. So this weighs 50 tons almost. Now, another thing that I might do as well is, as with all of the other kind of sky cranes that I've done, it might be a smarter idea, rather than using a ring decoupler here, it might be smarter to use a docking port. And then that way I can kind of set that. Yeah, I think I am going to do that. Yeah, we will do that. And this is just going to be another slight edit, but it shouldn't take too long. A docking port on here, and then that way we can kind of connect to this around the moon, and we'll do a bit of transposition and docking, and everything should be good rather than rather than having a really weird center of mass when we do our TLI and our lunar insertion. Yep, no, we'll just do something like this instead. If we grab that there, and that should be enough to... Oh, hello. There we go. I want to alt-click it. Yeah, we do that. Grab that like that. There we go. That's fine. Then what I want to do is... We don't really need that ring decoupler anymore, do we? But you know what? I'm going to keep it. That kind of looks a bit weird now. It kind of looks, yeah, it's just kind of, I don't know how I feel about that. There's a gap, there's a floating gap, but you know what, I'm gonna stick with it. So big boom, explodies, yes, lots of explosions, lots of explosions. So just put them in 100 cubic meters of steel, easy, yes. No, we should have enough radiation protection on this base with these regolith harvesters that I'm going to be using. It should be fine. It should be okay. So what I want to do is grab this. We'll just whack that on here. Whack that on there. Yes, there we go. And that will be our way of getting this to the moon. Yeah, we'll save that. I'm going to switch over the editor and we're going to design some kind of hydrolox of some kind of translunar injection stage that will hopefully be able to get to the moon and also to circularize. So Kanasa, how far will you go on career mode on the next Millenia? I want to do, so I've always said for this series, things that I want to do. I would like to go, where is the root part? It's that section. Yeah, I want to build space stations around Mars and around Venus. I want to do maybe a Mars base, a Mars surface base, not a Venus surface base, because that would be really silly. I'd never be able to get the astronauts back. They would die on Venus. I mean, they might have a nice time for about 5 minutes before they burn up to a crisp. But yeah, no, Mars surface base would be cool. Venus space station, Vesta space station, Vesta or Ceres space station. I kind of want to do a Ceres one because I've binge watched The Expanse recently, and you know, Ceres station, it'd be cool to maybe do something there. And I don't know. Another thing people may notice as well is I have a lot more money than I had in the last stream that I did. That's because I accepted all of the first human lunar contracts. So I've only got a few years to be able to do those. I also finished the first space station contract because that one hadn't actually been completed yet. It has been now. But that gave me a massive influx of cash, which is going to be fantastic. It's going to be great. I think I might keep this like this, and then, yeah, I'll have the TLI stage here. I think that's a better way of going about doing this. We're going to retract the radiators. Apparently, they were extended. I don't know. Just don't go to Phoebe. No, we're not going to go to Phoebe. We're not going to. We're not going to cause the events that unfold at Phoebe Station. No. Although, yeah, there's some bad stuff that happens at Phoebe Station. Or some bad stuff that happens because of events that happen at Phoebe Station. I did watch through all of The Expanse recently. I am completely up to date for that. And it's a really good show. Highly recommend watching it. I had a lot of fun watching that TV series. What are our avionics like on this? So we do need avionics for this stage. That's fine. That's okay. We can do that. That's not any trouble whatsoever. No, not in the slightest. So I'll grab some of these. We'll whack that up to, I think, did I make this 5 meters? Yes, I did. So we'll make that 5 meters. There's so much information always going on in Realism Overhaul when you're building. Like, this screen was not needed. This screen was not needed. I'm going to moan and complain about that every single time that it comes up. But there's too much going on screen as it is, and that just gets in the way even more. We don't need it. We don't need it. Remove it. Remove it. I really don't like it. I really don't like it. So I think we'll set this to control mass of about maybe 125 tons. So Cone V, thank you for the 549 euros donation. Would this cover the cost of getting a private commercial communications satellite? Probably. Probably not. What you want for you in the series, getting a Cohen Force kind of that was the astronaut that you had named after you in the last series. I remember. Would you like a satellite named after you? Because that definitely could be a thing. I could definitely do that. It's not needed, but the avionics tab is extremely helpful. I just really don't like it. I never use it, and I always shut it down. But some people might like it. I know I've spoken about it on stream before, and from what I gathered before, the general consensus was that people didn't like it as much as me. But obviously, people have different opinions. So, yeah, I just really am in the camp of not liking it whatsoever. So, nah, send an ISS to Venus. We could do something as big as the ISS to Venus. 450, 500 ton space station around Venus. That would be something that might be cool to do. That is definitely something that I want to maybe look at into doing at some point. So, Canassa, when you first started KSP, did you play career, science, or sandbox? I played... Career wasn't a thing when I first started playing KSP. So, it was either science or sandbox. I'm fairly sure it was science. Oh, wait, no, was science even a thing? I can't remember. It might have just been Sandbox. I think, yeah, no, Sandbox might have been the only game mode that was available when I first started playing KSP. Because Career got added just before the game got released, if I remember correctly. I can't remember, though. And I remember, that's why I've never really played stock Career, because it was just Science mode and Sandbox mode for the longest time, and I really didn't like Career when it first came about, but obviously Career and RP1 is very different. I find Career and RP1 enjoyable rather than stock Career. The missions that you get in stock Career just seem a bit silly. I don't like them at all. No, I'm just trying to find an engineer that will get me to the moon. I think maybe I'll go for the RL23P. I seem to be using that a lot for these kind of stages, and it has proven very, very, very useful. I do enjoy using it, so if I can find it, there we go, there it is. Unfortunately, I do need to either make a boat tail for it or something. So, Wretched Music 87, thank you for the £2.50 donation. Can I have a station named after me? That could potentially be something. If you want, if for the people that have donated, I always say drop a message on Discord, but I'm not sure if everyone is on Discord. So, drop a comment in a video or something, and I'll see what I can do. Hello, Carnassa, do you know me? Hexus BG? There was like a Hexus Plays, I think, that usually stopped by the streams, maybe. But apart from that, no, I'm sorry, I don't. Sorry about that. Listening along every step you take. I like that suggestion. Malcolm Anon. What's the suggestion from Malcolm Anon? Pog more money. So now gets all of his messages read. So, Canassa, I'll pay you in Chinese if you name something after me. Oh, can we have Chinese tonight, LSA? That would be amazing. I'm really hungry at the moment. I'm really hungry. Chinese would be very, very much appreciated right now. We should get one. We should get one once I finish streaming. We should get a Chinese. So, that is cool. This is a heavy... Oh, wait, no. That's fine. 3,597 meters per second delta V. That's okay. Need a bit more than that. Just a tad. Maybe we'll make this 6 meters. That's too much. That's too much. We'll go for maybe 4,420. That should be okay. Yeah, that's fine. 159 tons, which the Olympus can lift. So the Olympus is going to be doing a lot of heavy lifting for this base. We're going to be doing a lot of heavy lifting for this base. Yes, it's going to require... I think I counted the launches earlier on. I went through all the different modules that I've designed already, and I feel like it's going to be probably about 7 or 8 launches to get this all completed, what I've done so far, which is kind of ridiculous considering we are launching like Saturn V, or bigger than the Saturn V-esque vehicles every time we want to launch a module. Yeah, it's going to be an expensive series of missions. Although that being said, the first stage is reusable, so I will recover some funds from that, which is going to be great. So it's not going to be all a complete waste of money. It's not all going to be doom and gloom. No, we will be able to do some cool stuff with it. Right, so that's pretty much that. That's all I need to do. I'm going to remove the flag because I don't want that flag. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to colour everything in a nice shiny white. We'll go for the Cortex Silver, but I'll change this to white and we'll give it a bit of specular. Nice and shiny, maybe not that much. So, yeah, and the mount will be white, and white because it looks all nice and clean and sleek and modern and shiny. And eventually I'll put some flags on this and yeah, that'll be good. That'll get us to the moon, or it would if I were to place some MMH and NTO tanks on here, because they are going to be vitally important. We need those to be able to control our RCS, our reaction control system, because at the moment, well, they're not going to be firing anything, and that would not be good. We've got loads of extra Delta V, so I can probably have quite a few chunky tanks for this, and it should be good. So I want fillet cylinder. There we go. I kind of like roughly know exactly where to press for fillet cylinder now, because I use it all the time. And we'll do that. We'll make these big nice advanced tanks, and we'll fill them up with MMH and NTO. And how much do we get in each of those? Yeah, quite a lot. That's more than enough. That'll be fun. So Canassa, when the stream finishes, I'll put it in the comments. Thank you, Wretched Music 87. Thank you. Yes, I will check that out. And yeah, we can. Was it a station or a station module? I could do a station. I could do an entire station. I'll be generous. I'll be generous. As you're the first person that's asked that with a donation, I suppose. Yeah, we could do that. It's not bribery. It's financial incentivizing. Yes, yes. So what did Karen Force say? Let me go back up and check. With this cover of cotting private commercial communication satellite. So Karen Force wants a satellite, and Wretched Music 87 wants an entire space station. So, Canassa, can you name the space station Daedalus? I use Daedalus a lot in Kerbal Gets Real. I don't really want to use any of the names that I used in Kerbal Gets Real in this series. The Daedalus series of, I think it was, yeah, it was my crewed missions to the moon were Daedalus stuff, and Icarus was the launch vehicle that got them there. So, I'm probably not going to name anything Daedalus in this series due to the fact that I did use it quite extensively in Kerbal Gets Real. So, that is that done. We weigh 161 tons. I think maybe what I'll do is try and get that tonnage down, maybe to below 160. So if we go... Ideally, I want about 4,200 meters per second for this stage, because I want this to do our translunar injection, and I also want it to capture at the moon and maybe do an inclination change. So there we go. That's 156 tons, so that'll be more than enough to get us on a Orpheus, or an Orpheus, an Olympus. Yes, yes, an Olympus. Why can't I move you up? Okay, there we go. Oh, that's fine. The Canterbury. Remember the can? Yeah, no, I could name something the Canterbury. I've not done that. I've not really named anything after the Expanse, because when I was doing Kerbal Gets Real, I hadn't seen the Expanse. I've only recently just watched through all of it. So we could have, I don't know, we've got the Canterbury, the Donager, we've got the Rocinante. That should make an appearance at some point. Definitely. What are the other names for the Rocinante? Trying not to spoil anything. No, that might be a bit too much of a spoiler. I won't say any more than that. Okay, right. So I'm gonna grab the Olympus. Actually, no. Rather than doing that, I'm gonna grab it from a module that I've already designed, because that will be the smarter way of getting the most up-to-date version of the Olympus. So I think Project Lunar. Project Lunar 1. That's something new. That's going to be my first attempt at landing people on the moon before I land this base down. So yeah, it's very, very simple. Very Saturn V, but with a Starship booster, basically. Yes, it's going to be cool. So, Canassa, can you build the Stargate? It will take Kerbals to other planets faster. We could maybe look at having some kind of very far-flung technology like Stargate. So I suppose Stargates... I've not seen Stargate, but it's not built by humans, is it, Stargate? They kind of like stumble across it rather than it... Oh, damn it. I did the wrong thing. Oh, what was that called? It was the drilling platform. There we go, yeah. I meant to merge these together rather than loading this one up. Oops. So Canassa is 6 months old at number 445. Yes, I am 6 months. This is I just matured very, very quickly. Very quickly. No. So Canassa, will you switch to the Electron stream? Is there an Electron stream going on? I didn't know. I've not heard the... Yeah, I've not heard anything about that, but I don't know how much longer I will be streaming for tonight, because like I said at the start of the stream, it's been a bit of a rough day for me, so, and I need to eat at some point. It's been a very rough day. Type 1 diabetes sucks. it's really not very fun. But oh well. I wanted to do my standard Monday evening live stream. I wanted to get a bit of a stream in anyway, so at least I've done something. I'll try and get as much done as I possibly can. And then what I'll do, after I've done all of this, well, this is kind of like prep work for the next episode of the next Millenia, and then I will get that all done and hopefully have that video out some point this week or maybe on the weekend. Yes, I want that, but I want to merge it. I'm 42 minutes old. That is very, very, very old indeed. So, Canassa, the Rocket Lab stream is in 29 minutes. So is it just a launch of Electron? I've not got Chrome up. Oh, I probably also shouldn't be alt-tabbing through this whilst I'm trying to bring in a new part. That was probably Really dumb. Oh well, okay, so we'll grab that off. And yeah, this is my first attempt at sending... Basically, this is my first attempt at doing this. So yeah, it's a lot smaller, a lot less advanced, and I forgot there's one thing that I did forget to do, which is I need a boat tail underneath this, because unfortunately this engine, the RL20P3, does not have a node at the bottom, which is less than ideal. So in order to get around that problem, what I have been doing for stages that use this is we go for a boat tail adapter, just make it really, really, really small, like so, place that in there, and then we've got a node from the boat tail adapter underneath, which will help, which will really help. So we'll grab this, there we go, place that on that node, fantastic, and there we go, that is that done. For the most part. I need to design a flag for this lunar base as well. That's something that would look rather nice. I think I'm going to get rid of this dampener arm because I have to move it up every time, and yeah, it's just not great. Being generous there, guys. So the Icelandic volcano stream, I have not been watching the Icelandic volcano stream. In my spare time, when I've been doing work for uni and the next millennia, all I've been watching at the moment is Parks and Recreation, because it's a series that I've never seen. And I wanted to have something that made me laugh whilst I was doing uni work, because uni work is very depressing, and I want to inject a bit of joy into my life. So yeah, I'm on like season 2 of that at the moment. It's very funny. I didn't like it to begin with, but I kind of warmed to it. Avionics are sufficient. Okay, right. Yep, that's good. There was something else that I did want to do. What was it? What was it? There was definitely something else that I did want to do. Oh, I know. I know exactly what I want to do. I want to go into my sub-assemblies, and I want to replace Cathedral Hollow Truss Payload Adapter. I want to replace Olympus here with that, and then that way I know that I don't have to merge parts anymore. I can just grab them from there, which will mean it'll save me a lot of time, save me a lot of hassle, and yeah, there we go. That's good. That is the drilling platform all lined up on an Olympus. That should hopefully get us to low Earth orbit. Let me just check through my staging. I don't know why those are there. They should not be there. Right, so we want that to go... Yeah, those go there, and those go there. Those... Wait, hang on. No, those go higher. I think we want to have those there. That can go up there, yeah. Just lots of those there. Where? There, maybe? No. That's fine, that's fine. That is not. We'll place that up there, and I think that should be okay. And that goes off, and that can be moved up higher. And yeah, to be honest, that is all of that done. So I think, what do we reckon? Should we launch this? Launch this from launch and see if this all works? I think I will. I think I'll make sure that this all kind of goes according to plan. Yeah, we'll do a test run, a dummy run of this, just a simulation. Do the avionics? Are the avionics okay? Yes, they are. Tooling. And what we're going to do is, how much is this going to cost us? That's a lot there. Modular tank integral. Ooh, that's expensive. What tank is that? I don't know, but we've got the money. It's fine. I've got loads of money. We'll spend 236,000 funds on doing that, and this is going to take a long time to build. Yeah, there we go. It's going to take a real long time to build. But yeah, no, I'm gonna test this. We're going to launch this. We'll get a launch. This is going to be the first launch of this live stream, because obviously I've done a few tests, but none of them have been launches. Yeah, well, we'll see how this works. So Canasta, what is the third stage engine, and why does it look like a pile of garbage? That third stage engine is an RL23P or RL20P3. I can't remember the exact way around that it is. It's from CH4, I believe. And yeah, it's not got the best texture, but it's got 6 ignitions. It's got something like 457 seconds vacuum impulse. And it's got quite a, it's kind of like a nice thrust range. I think it's got about 1,200 seconds of, 1,200 kilonewtons of thrust, which kind of puts it in a bit of a niche zone. I suppose the J2 is kind of also sort of around that kind of area. But I don't know. It's just something, it's an engine that I've used a lot. It's the engine that I use for the upper stage of the Orpheus, and it just kind of works really nicely. It does have an extendable nozzle, so it does look a bit better once the nozzle has extended. And yeah, it looked a bit nicer. Wow, 236,000 funds. Yes, that was, I suppose, that wasn't a huge amount. I have tooled up the Olympus already. I think that cost me over $1 million to tool that up. And if you want to tool up a kind of like Saturn replica, 10-meter diameter tanks. They are expensive. They are super expensive and they cost a lot of money, but that's why you kind of make your diameter and you use it and you reuse parts in RP1 because obviously, yeah, to spend that kind of money, it would be nice to get a return on your investment. That would be really nice. Well, this is painful with RP1 on. Yes. Kanasa, have you seen the 1990s movie Contact? No, I have not. So, Riptionary X, by the way, sup Kanasa, been a while. Hello and welcome to the stream. Hello and welcome. Yeah, third stage engine looks like it still needs to extend. It will extend. As I said, it does have an extendable nozzle on it, so it can extend and, yeah, look a bit nicer than it is. So petition to make RP2. RP2, isn't that kind of like the code name for RP1 that will be kind of out when KSP2 comes out, whenever that may be. And hopefully RP1 comes to KSP2, but I don't know. The last that I heard of KSP2 is there isn't going to be a career mode in it, so it'd be interesting. Are we getting a bit of wobble? No wobble. No wobble. Doesn't look like we're getting any wobble. I didn't see. Wait. So, and I said, when will the next Saturn V to Saturn be out? The reason why I've not really done any of those is because the Destroyer kind of already did that, and it kind of put me at a point where do I really want to carry on doing that now that it has already been done? It was kind of like novel at the time, but I don't know. If people want to see me still attempting to do that, I might do a live stream maybe on Thursday to try and finish that off. Because I want to try and do Kerbal live streams on Mondays and Thursdays now. It's kind of like what I've been doing for the past couple of weeks anyway. Kerbal live streams Mondays and Thursdays, as well as Kerbal live streams with Aliceus on Saturdays, and then try and get a video out on Sunday or Friday or thereabouts. I might do some maybe shorter kind of Kerbal videos as well at some point soon. Maybe like not like real life rocket profiles, but kind of more, yeah, just shorter videos that don't take as long to do, that kind of like tied in the gaps between the episodes, because the episodes take a really long time to make. They do take a long time to make. Probably I think the last Kerbal Gets Real the Next Millenia video, I think I had maybe about 22 hours of footage that I went through to get that all to work. But yeah, it does take an awful long time. And then obviously editing and all of that as well takes its time. Right, so we're gonna go for not 300 kilometers by 300. I think we're just gonna go for 160. I think the 300 by 300, what was I testing? Oh, SLS, my SLS kind of recreation. Yeah, I was doing that from Cape Canaveral, which is why that was there as well. Right, so we need our orbit inclination. This needs to be exactly how it should be when I do launch this. So it's going to be 90, because that's how I get to the moon these days, launching into a polar inclination around the moon, roughly where the moon is. When the moon is where I want it to be, I launch polar, and that's how we get to the moon. And yeah, what have I got on here? Is there anything I want to change? No, I don't want to turn auto warp on. So if we hit engage autopilot, oh, that looks relatively promising. That looks like we should be able to get an orbit, but yeah, let's just check and make sure that everything works. So yeah, that's cool. Let's hit space and let's go. The Raptors have fired up. The Methalox is burning, and we are going to make our way to space today, hopefully. And I forgot to change these. Oops. So let's detach the launch tower to make our way up. We need to turn these your settings off so that they don't flip, flap, and flobble all over the place. No, there we go, that's good. And we are going to physical time warp this, and hopefully we should be able to get to orbit. I know one problem that I was having with this before is that the avionics were breaking. I hopefully should have fixed that with a bit more separation force, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with this launch. It might go badly. And of course, there is going to be a bit of terrible lag stutter, because I am red clocking at the moment, because this thing has, 24 engines on its first stage? It's pretty bad. So Canassa is launching, and Electron will launch in 30 minutes. Electron is going to be launching, cool. So Christopher Holloman 27, lag, yes, of course it's lag. I am playing Realism Overhaul, and there is an awful lot of mods. I'm not going to get smooth frame rates, unfortunately. It's just something that doesn't happen. When you've got launch vehicles that have this many parts, do not expect smooth frames in the slightest. That's why it's great when I do my episodic content, I can speed up the footage to like 4 or 8 times. So it does look smooth. It's much better. Much better. So yeah, by the way, I said it earlier, but my question wasn't answered. What's going on right now? So this is going to be... I'm just testing out a mining drill that we are going to be sending over to the moon. This is... We're setting up a lunar South Pole surface outpost. And yeah, no, this is going to be kind of like a drilling section. A section where we can land and deploy water drills. We can harvest water. We can then turn that water into hydrogen and oxygen using electrolysis. We can then freeze that water. We can then liquefy even the hydrogen and oxygen into hydrolox and be able to produce rocket fuel on site, which is going to be great. It's going to be very good, very nice for long-term duration missions on the surface of the moon. It also contains regolith drills, so we are going to be able to mine up regolith, and that will help us. That will help us with our radiation shielding, which will be pretty cool as well. So 3 times time warp. Hopefully this should be okay. And well, there we go. That does not look promising. I think these payload fairings are slightly too big that the game can't really function with them on, because that shouldn't happen. That shouldn't happen. Does anyone know if there's a fix to that, or do I just have to use smaller payload fairings? Because that would be rather annoying if I had to go down that route. So, Canassa, where did you come up with New Horizons Space Agency? I didn't come up with New Horizons Space Agency. The reason why it's called that is I put this to a vote over on Discord before I started the series. I asked people to send in names. I included a couple of names that I had as well. I think one of the ones that I was going to go with was something like Orange Sky Space Agency, or OSA for sure. But yeah, no, New Horizons Space Agency was the one that people liked the most, and they voted on that the most. By quite a considerable margin as well, I think. It won by quite a long way. So yeah, that's why this space agency is called the New Horizons Space Agency. This is like the post-launch film, slowed down so we can see what went wrong. I mean, how the launch was flawless. Yes, indeed. No, nothing should hopefully go wrong this time. I am a bit worried about those payload fairings, though. That is a little bit concerning, the fact that they are opening and closing like that. I don't want to have them crash into the avionics unit again, which I feel is probably going to happen any minute now. Well, no, we'll get rid of this stage. And to be honest, what I could do is we should have enough delta V to get up without getting rid of these. Or we're going to be minus 53. That's bad, because that means I need to change my staging and make sure that this all works. I should have turned off FMRS as well. Right, so I'm going to quickly turn down the physical time warp, because I need to I need to do some staging. I need to change some staging. Right, come on. Why are these all grayed out? Can you not? Please. Please, 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 please. I need to do something here. Unless I just make this right. So that needs to go off. That can go up there. We can get rid of that for now. That is going to fire, yes. That will not fire. We can put that up there as well. Those can stay. And those can stay. Yep, so that's going to be our next stage. But those 4... No, they need to go as well. There we go. That's fine. There we go. We're good. And we are going to use... Why has that gone down to 3,000? That makes no sense. That's not good. That's really, really not good. Because now we don't have anywhere near enough fuel to get to the moon with this. What has gone on? Why? That had like 4,200 meters per second of delta V in. I'm so thoroughly confused. This is why we test. And I have to go back and I have to make a few probably minor edits to this. So Canassa, what does your setup look like? My setup, what I play with, I've got my PC in front of me, which is, I think it's something like a 27-inch screen. It's quite big, which is why like the webcam is like really far up. And I've got a Mac, an iMac on the right, which is where my chat is, and it's where I look over and I see what people are saying in the chat and try and answer chat questions. And yeah, I've got a keyboard and a microphone in front of me, which like obviously if I move it away, it's kind of like you lose the clarity of my voice. Couldn't be an ASMR artist or whatever they're called with that all the way up there. So, Conv, I'm probably going to head out. Got classes tomorrow. Good luck. And I'll leave my satellite request at a later point. Okay, Conv, thank you for coming by the stream. And yeah, no, good to see you again in the chat. So Kanasa, please set it to live chat from top chat. I've got, oh wait, no, I've got top chat on. Oops, I usually set it to live chat. So on the right, on the stream overlay on the right, I can't change that to live chat. I've said it before. For some reason, I don't know why. Whenever I set it to live chat and whenever I import that into OBS, it does not turn it on. It will revert it back to top chat no matter what I do, which is a little bit weird. It's a little bit bizarre. I don't know why that happens. So I can't set that, but I should. I usually set my chat overlay, which I've got up over on my right that I can read from. I usually set that to live chat, but I forgot to do that today. So that was my bad. I do apologize. ASM artist. Imagine Kanasa with an ear mic. With an ear mic? What's an ear mic? ASM artist is actually a good name for them. I thought that's what they called themselves. So I know people that do watch ASMR, and I'm fairly sure that is what they call themselves, is ASM artists. And I don't think I could ever do anything like that. Sono did a bit of ASMR on his stream the other day, which I thought was really funny. He just kind of like got really close to the mic. It's like, hello, we are going to be doing some kind of launches in realism overhaul today. And it's like, what? But yeah, no, I was on the mic. Oh, damn it. Boom. No. What has gone on? Why something is really bad. Something is really not working. That should have. Oh, it's probably I needed to deploy the payload fairings. Yeah, we're currently stuck inside the payload fairing. Oops. This isn't good. This isn't good. Right, so that's a bit of a failure. That is all round a bit of a failure. So I'm going to terminate that. We're going to go see if we can make some slight edits. So Kanasa official ASMR rip. You'd be terrible at ASMR. Don't try. Oh, oof. That was mean. That was horrible. How could you hurt me like this? Are you planning on making a super heavy booster for future Mars or Moon missions? This is my super heavy booster. It can get up to 160 tons plus to low Earth orbit, which is kind of nice. So, Biddy, hello. Whoa, Kanasa is doing ASMR. Apparently, that's where this stream has ended up going. So, what did you miss? What have I done so far? I've deorbited a space shuttle design that I was working on. Made a few edits to that. Probably going to make a few more edits to that at some point soon. What else have I done? Done a drilling platform, landed it successfully on the moon. Now I need to try and figure out how I'm going to launch that into low Earth orbit, and it's not going very well. It's not going very well. So I'm just going to read through chat whilst the game loads. Kanasa, you incompetent buffoon. Why did you have to cluster 20 small engines? Just use a few large ones and smaller landing engines. Well, thank you for the incompetent buffoon. That's a very nice comment. I don't know, I just kind of wanted to go for more of like what the Super Heavy Booster would do. So Super Heavy Booster, I think it has 42 rather than the 21 that I've gone for. So I think, yeah, I've got 21, Super Heavy has 42, so it has double the amount that I have on this. But yeah, no. And I do only use one of these for landing, so it's I probably could use, but I don't think there is a bigger Methalox engine, is there? As far as I'm aware, I don't think there are any larger Methalox engines than the Raptor. So, yeah, it's kind of like how I'm doing it. So, communism. Have you gamed on Linux or only Windows? I have never gamed on Linux. I have only ever gamed on Windows and, unfortunately, a Mac. Which is a bit weird. My Mac, when I played Kerbal Space Program on that before, it actually worked a little bit better until I got my new PC, which is much better at running KSP. But yeah, my old PC was falling apart, and it was better to run that on a Mac for some reason. Right. So why am I losing? Why have I got so little Delta V? I had like 4,000. Where's that all gone? All right. So yeah. Look, 4,294. Very curious. Very, very curious. If I get that there, still 4,294. Well, MLI layers on here, which is okay. Maybe it's because I need to extend the nozzle or something, or maybe I need to, yeah, no, crossfeed is enabled. That's fine. That's where it should be, but no, it's not working as intended. I have no idea why. Why? Why is this not working? Maybe if I grab this on here again, we'll set this up a little bit better. How much do these weigh? Yeah, these are going to be pretty hefty for payload fairings, so maybe it would be a smart idea to get rid of them. And yeah, that would probably be better for everyone. So let's sort the staging out whilst I'm here as well, because I didn't do that before and it all kind of got messed up and janky, right? So that goes, that fires, those two fire at the same time. We turn on that RCS, that's fine. Then our payload fairings do deploy. And what we will do is we will separate those. And do those want to go off? Yeah, that's fine going there. And then RCS, yeah, that's fine, that's fine. It's fine, that's all good. I suppose we are getting 1.27. What I could do is I could actually make this a little bit longer. I think I might do that. I think I might do this just to make it a little bit longer. And we'll get, yeah, 1.2, and we'll get 42. There we go, 42. Obviously the answer to life, the universe, and everything. So we'll go for that. And yeah, 1.22 off the pad. It's going to be a bit slower, but we'll get a little bit extra delta V, which I think we do need in order to get us into a nice polar inclination orbit. And because that's all done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to test this out again. So, Yo Kanasa, did you see the new Lego Space Shuttle unveiled today? Might be something to make space for if Alisea will let you have one. No, I have not. I've not actually seen that, but that's pretty cool. I had, when I was younger, I think my dad went on a holiday, well, not a holiday, a work trip to Hong Kong or something quite a while ago. And I remember he brought back a Lego Space Shuttle, and that was one of my all-time favorite Lego models. But yes, no, that would be amazing. I do love Lego. Lego's really fun to play. So get at it. Oh yeah, right, Cadnis. There seems to be an influx of people talking in the chat. So I feel like I've missed out quite a lot whilst I've been doing those slight edits. Yeah, don't use stock readouts in RP1. I should, yeah, that's probably my fault. And I didn't check that again. Usually I use MechJeb. Usually I will go in and use MechJeb and check things, but I don't know why I've not done that today. Probably because I'm tired and not thinking straight. Not thinking straight. Just add more shuttle SRBs. Those are good for Delta V. I want this to be reusable though. I want my first stage to be reusable, so I don't really want to be adding SRBs to this. I think that will be fine. Extend the nozzle. Yes, we will be extending the nozzle. So don't trust the stock readouts. Use MechJeb readouts. Usually it's not that vastly different though. Like, I know there is a difference. I know that I've seen the difference, and I've also recommended it on videos before. Like, don't use the stock readouts. Don't use Kerbal Engineer. Use MechJeb, because MechJeb is the one that's best configured for it. But usually the difference is maybe like 100 meters per second. Unless you've got some kind of weird staging setup, then it can be dramatically different. However, for some reason, yeah, no, I lost about 1,000 meters per second of Delta V, which is a bit weird. So, Kanasa, I have a giant Lego Saturn V. Nice.
You're in top chat.
I'm in top chat again. No, I'm not. I'm in live chat.
What says on my phone?
Yeah, I've explained that several times, saying...
Don't be rude.
You don't be rude. Get out of here.
It's me.
Get out of here.
Stay now.
I'm walking here.
Fuck up. Sorry.
Get out of here. Go on. No, the thing...
Right, that's it. You're not having the Lego now.
Okay, the overlay on the right, so, like, I'm not going to move it. It says top chat. I can't change that to live chat. I've said that before. It will not change. When I try and use that as live chat, YouTube will revert it to top chat. So, Alisea angry. Yes, she is. Alisea, how dare you? Goodbye, goodbye. So, I don't know who was saying goodbye, but yes, hello. Hello, goodbye. Beatles. Right, so, we're going to do exactly the same. Make sure this is 90, because that's kind of like where I want this to go. Staging should all be correct. I'm fairly sure that I configured that when I was in the vehicle assembly building, and that should be good. So yeah, no, we've got 3,754 meters per second on this stage now, and that's sea level ISP. So that should be better. I don't know what's going on, but we will engage that autopilot. It does look like we might need to use that stage for a little bit, and what I'll do is I'll wait until we're in the daylight so we can actually see what's going on. So, hey Kanasa, do I uninstall RP1? Do I? It's too difficult. I don't know. Should you? If you're finding it too difficult, maybe. It is pretty difficult. But I don't know. That's your choice. If you want to ask how, I suppose you just go in your game data and remove the RP1 files. Or I don't know if that works. I don't know if any of RO has any kind of like dependencies on RP1 or anything like that. If you've got it installed, I don't know if just removing that section will do what you want, but I don't know. Right, so anyway, it's daytime. Let's go for a launch. Let's hit spacebar and we'll send this on its merry way up to space. Ah, yes, and I forgot to change this again. We're gonna detach that, and my voice is going a little bit. Excuse me. Right, so we're going to turn that off, and we'll just hit physical time warp, and we'll get this done as fast as possible. Do we go for 4 times? I feel like we do go for 4 times. Yes, 4 times, and look at the raptors, look at that lovely purple plume from the Methalogs. Go whoosh with it around his head. Alistair, just get yourself one and don't let him play with it. You're just going like, fly with it around. Please, for the love of God, put F1Bs on the bottom and put some Methalogs on top. Pause for landing. I don't want F1Bs though. Also, if you said more powerful engines, the F1B isn't as powerful as the F1A. So I'd use the F1A. I like I like the Methalogs. I like this. This is what I've gone for. This is my design. So hello now, Sis1. Welcome to the stream. Stellaris OST faster than light starts playing. Yeah, no, we're not going to be going faster than light or anywhere near that. I suppose the frame rates really aren't too bad at the moment. They have been a lot worse. So Speedy, I don't want meth. Canassa 2021. Did I just say that? Did I just turn down? I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna say that. But I don't think I said anything. So Canassa, I have to go now. Bye. It's been a great flag. Also, a great flag for the lunar base would be, of course, my profile picture. Fair enough. Fair enough. So 1, you have to use modern engines. 2, make your own engine. I can't mod the game. That's something that I've never looked into doing. So I wouldn't be able to do anything like that. The RLA 1200, yeah, I suppose I could go for something like that, but yeah, no, this is the design that I have gone for. This is the design that I've gone for. I misspoke. Oh, meth. Yes, of course, I was speaking about meth before. Okay, thanks. I will go to France for the nuclear reactor. What, the fission reactor? I know France are developing some kind of fission reactor, as far as I'm aware. I was talking a lot about fission on my stream on Saturday. Not fission, fusion. Fusion! I get them mixed up. Fission and fusion sound the same, okay? They're very similar words. And my brain is melted, so I don't know what I'm talking about half the time. Yes, so yeah, fusion. There's a fusion reactor being developed in France or something, or so I imagine. So you could make your own config of an existing engine. That is something that I could do, but considering the amount of time it takes me to do all of these videos anyway, I don't really want to be going in and messing around with engine configs because that will just take even longer. I also have a university degree that I need to be doing, so it's just, to be honest, far too much time and far too much effort for what it's going to be worth. I am going to be using the engines that are included as well. I have a lot of extra engines with CH4, so I don't think I'm going to be going down that route, considering I would have to learn how to do that. And of course, there we go, payload fairings have just decided to destroy my adapter. Oh, this is really annoying. This is really annoying. So at least this engine works, and we've got a WAP. Yeah, no, we need more Delta V for this stage. Yeah, no, we're running out of Delta V. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. But I think what I'm going to do, I think I will end the stream there, just because I did mention at the beginning of the stream, I'm not going to be streaming for particularly long today. It's been a couple of hours already. I have been feeling really unwell today because my insulin pump failed last night, so I have been sick all day. But I did want to do a bit of a Monday live stream. So, and now that that's failed, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have to go in and I'm going to have to figure out how to fix that and make sure that it all works, which is not great. It's not great. Canassa, have you used Visual Studio? Yes, I use Visual Studio to do my uni assignments. I use Visual Studio Code. I can't remember which one it is that I use. But no, I am going to end the stream there because I am, yeah, like I said, I've been a bit unwell and I want to get all rested up. But thank you everyone for coming along for the couple of hours, and I think the Electron is going to be launching now anyway. So, bro, I'm here and I'm very sad because I'm a gay Italian and you know bullying, so thanks, you make me happy. Okay, I'm not sure if we needed all of that much information, but congratulations, man. It's okay. Being ill is a bitch. Yes, I imagine you know a lot about that at the moment. So yeah, no, all the best with your recovery as well. So thank you everyone for coming along, and yeah, no, I will probably be streaming Kerbal again on Thursday. So hopefully I feel a bit better then, and maybe get a bit more done. Maybe Saturn 5 stuff to Saturn again. So yeah, no. Anyway, cheers everyone. I've been Kanasa, and I will see you all later.